It has become one of the most dangerous professions in this country. The ranger is the front line, the one person that nobody knows about. This is not a war. This is a criminal onslaught of biblical proportions.
Somebody will sneak in tonight and kill one of our rhino because they have a path to commercialize the horn value and I don't.
Rhino horn is the most expensive commodity on earth. It's more valuable than gold or platinum or anything. Doesn't matter the savagery, the barbarism, the brutality or the cruelty. They're not worried. They want that piece of horn. It's been shot in the sinus or something, but it's completely unconscious. And they hack that thing to pieces. So they take off a piece of the animal's face like this and it wakes up. And the hyenas take it, He won't even know. And in most cases, that cow's also pregnant. So you find one carcass, you might be lost a calf and another calf that's inside it. So it could be 3, not 1. But those other 2 don't get added to the stats.
Look, there's bite wounds all along here. Sometimes you see on them the grabs from the lions or the hyenas. The hyena almost ran onto the tail and ripped the tail out. If you think out of death can come life and can cure cancer, you must be really behind.
We have found guys with F1 Chinese grenade on them. What's the grenade there for? You're not going to poach a rhino with a grenade. That poacher coming in there carrying an AK, the AK is not there to shoot a rhino with. AK is there to shoot a ranger with. If we had an investment and a wellness program where every ranger can be sorted out in terms of equipment and everything else and emotional support to the same level, then we are dealing with a completely different situation.
This year we had like 16 deployments, and then in all we managed to get the equipment, like the rifles and the people they're being in prison now.
We have a chopper in the air following the dogs. So the moment the dogs make a rest, then we're actually on top of the dogs with a helicopter and we can follow through with their rest.
I've been working with them since 1987. They've become part of my soul. And they're defenseless, So I don't know, I just see them disappearing before our eyes. And it becomes more and more apparent and more visible to me every single day, that you've got highly competent anti-poaching teams and dogs and the highest technological stuff available, and we're still not winning.
And if it hasn't worked in 40 years, there's nothing to suggest that it's going to work in the next 5 years, which might be all the time we've got left for rhino.
You've got to make the rhino worth more alive than dead. At the moment, it's worth more dead than alive.
The only way to make money off rhino is by poaching them and then selling the horn to a criminal syndicate.
You're just giving the monopoly of trade to the criminals. The custodians pay all the costs of production. It just doesn't make sense.
The CITES exemption in Article 7, Paragraph 4 says, if you can breed a species that we are running out of successfully, then you can commercialize trade in those species.
Reserves that we're getting hammered on a monthly basis have lost no rhinos for 4 years, and it's only due to the dehorning.
The rhino horn is removed painlessly from the animal. There's no live tissue where we cut, it's just like hair. Every single horn we would be allowed to sell is an animal that was going to be poached.
In my opinion, the only way is to legalize the trade in rhino horn.
Then suddenly all of that money goes to conservation purposes instead, and we starve the poaching syndicates of a business model.
If they could sell that rhino horn, they could jack up the security in their places to the point of making it a fortress that it's virtually impossible for the poacher to come in.
There is absolutely no reason for this species to go extinct. We have been given the power to determine the outcome. It is incumbent upon us to determine the outcome.